Well, good morning or good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Todd Letts. I'm CEO of the Brampton Board of Trade, and I want to welcome you to the Brampton Board of Trade's Expert Series. The Expert Series is an opportunity for you to learn from experts in their field, and today's topic is Suns Up, Energy Costs Down. Expert Series at Brampton Board of Trade is brought to you by Goodison Insurance, Deloitte, Toronto Pearson, and CN. Today's guest is Mido Imam. Welcome, Mido. How are you?
Thank you, Todd. Thank you for the introduction. I'm good. I'm doing good. Thank you.
Good. I'd love to tell folks a little bit about you. You are the Senior Project Sales Manager for Frankensolar Americas team. With over 18 years experience in IT, Mido has been developing and executing international business and sales strategies, engaging with stakeholders in the global energy sector, and successfully developing many first-of-a-kind solar projects around the world. Before joining Frankensolar Americas, Mido was the global marketing lead and director of business development for well-known Schneider Electric solar business, driving the profitable growth of the renewable and energy management business, where he successfully developed many projects in North America and in Africa and the Middle East and Europe. He holds a Bachelor of Computer Science degree from the University of Windsor and has an extensive background in communications, cloud, and the Internet of Things in the energy field. So welcome again, Mido. I've really been looking forward to this presentation. Why don't we start right from the beginning? Tell me about solar power today and what businesses should know about it.
Well, as solar power has been out and everyone has been hearing about solar energy for a while now, the thing that a lot of businesses or a lot of interested customers don't know that is that cost of solar has been dropping drastically over the last 10, 15 years. We've seen cost of equipment drop around 90% or more on solar panels, especially, and other balance of system equipment that is required for a solar plant. At the same time, we're seeing electricity tariffs increasing and subsidies being removed slowly over and over annually. Just this year alone, even though with COVID and all the impact on businesses, we've seen a rate increase of almost 2% this November, beginning of November this year. That's in addition to the rate increase that was also done last year in November 2019. We're forecasting tariff increases over the next few years. We start seeing that there's typically around 4 to 5% increase in electricity costs annually, while the cost of equipment, as I said, has been dropping. We are looking at today generating electricity from solar for around 5 to 7 cents per kilowatt hour, compared to the rates that are basically announced by Ontario. Even with the rebates, they're still a bit higher than what you can do with solar today. Looking at the next 25 years plus, which is the normal lifetime of a solar system, we can see that your cost of electricity generated by the solar system does not increase while you're offsetting the big difference that you would otherwise pay to the utility.
So there's a long lifetime on these solar panel systems, 25 years plus. And year after year, that is savings to the bottom line for businesses. That's quite a value proposition.
Exactly, yeah. And we've been seeing how solar equipment costs have been dropping in the last few years, and it seems like it has hit a stabilizing level right now, where it is very competitive, and it has been announced that solar energy today is the cheapest source of electricity by the IEA.
Mm-hmm. Very good, very good. I want to go a little bit deeper into how companies can think through the decision to give you a call. But let me start with something maybe even more topical, a favorite topic of Canadians, and that's the weather. It's winter. We've got some snow on the ground. Is this the right time to look at solar?
Well, a solar system will be installed and operating on your rooftop all year long. A good EPC or a good solar system designer and engineering firm will design a system that generates electricity to cover you for the whole year. We basically look and design based on the maximum generation that we can get out of the system, based on the consumption of the business, based on the space available, whether it's rooftop or ground space available. And we look at how we optimize the system to generate the most electricity possible, taking in consideration all the forecasted amount of energy that we see during the year. Now, with net metering, which is the system that's available in Ontario, it allows you to generate excess energy even if you're not going to use it and feed it back into the grid. And that energy is like kilowatt hour credits that is available to you to take back when it's cloudy, it's snowing, it's raining, or your panels are covered in snow. So we know that the production of electricity during the winter will be lower, and that's how we design the system to take in consideration the annual consumption of a business compared to their consumption for whatever business they are doing.
Good. I see you've got a slide up there to help us look at cost of equipment. But let me ask you a question first, because we're on the snow. What about maintenance? Is this going to be a hassle for me as an owner to have the panels on the roof? Do I have to maintain on a regular basis, scrape off snow that falls? So tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, that's again goes back to the design. Solar systems are very low maintenance unless there is some specific damage to the system. Then that's all that it has to be repaired. But we don't expect any damages or any maintenance that is required to the system. We also, as Frankensolar Americas today, we are offering a free year of operational maintenance with any system that we are selling, any commercial system that we are selling, where we will be visiting your system during the year to check on generation as designed. We check on any rodent damages, if any, but otherwise there's no maintenance required. And as I said, we do design the system to generate the required electricity for the year. So even if it's covered by snow, we don't need to remove the snow. It will generate less than normal, but we have anticipated this, and this is based on the design engineering that we do for the business.
Very good. So thank you, and we'll just continue on with the cost and price considerations. Then, what's the payback? What's the return on investment for most systems, Mido?
Yeah, so when we look at the system and we look at the payback period, considering the amount of energy that is generated by the system and the investment done, we can see that the payback period is normally between 5 to 8 years. And after that, your system is generating electricity for free for the lifetime of the system. We say 25 years plus because typically solar PV systems have a lifetime of 25 to 30 years or more, depending on how long it's operating and maintained.
Great. This is next question is one that I ask all of our business community on a regular basis. Everyone is looking for a way to differentiate their services from the competition. There are other players in the solar system market. What is your secret? How do you differentiate Frankensolar?
Well, Frankensolar has been in the solar business for 3 decades now. It's a company that was started in Germany, in the Franken area in Germany. In 2010, 2011, they opened their Canadian headquarters here in Canada, in Ontario. So we've been in Canada, in Ontario for the last 10 years in solar business, 30 years in the business. Most of the management team here have been in the solar and renewable business for more than 10 years, including me. We are advocates for clean energy, for renewable energy. And we have experience, we have the expertise. We have been dealing with partners, distributors, customers for the last 3 decades. So we have both supported many of our partners and installers, as well as learned a lot during this journey. We've been here as a value added distributor for many of the major solar manufacturers. So we have direct relationships with the manufacturers that we're able to basically provide support, expertise, as well as the most competitive pricing in the market.
Very good. So is there a certain size of business, certain roof size that should really consider solar system panels? And tell me a little bit more about the technical requirements for, as a building owner that I need to consider before giving you a call.
Sure. Well, we're looking at commercial and industrial businesses, also agriculture as well, where they are actually producing or they have some electrical consumption, and they're feeling that they have a hydro bill that they would like to cut down. So we're here to save them money. We know how to implement and design a system that can provide them with the required electricity they need and save them money. So we do work with them. We're looking at businesses, but typically with a minimum of 3,000 square feet of rooftop or ground space, and they have to own their meter or have a meter or account with the utility. This will allow us to basically get all the permitting required, as well as connect them to have their bi-directional meter directly counting and all the kilowatt hours going in each direction. This is part of the net metering, basically, to know how much you're putting on the grid and how much you're allowed to take back that you have generated yourself. So yeah, 3,000 plus square feet of rooftop or ground space, and have an account with the utility, their own meter. And all we ask for is basically 12 months of electrical consumption history. So if they can provide us with their bills or generation, how much consumption they've been using in the last 12 months, we can basically design the system based on their consumption, their space, and look at how the savings will be. Basically.
Very good. Very good. Well, that's great. So you've been in business for about 10 years in this market. Is there a particular niche you have or critical mass of customers in a certain sector or industry?
Well, the industry has been changing a lot in Ontario and in Canada over the last 10 years. Different programs have been made to encourage and push forward with the solar project. Some programs have been discontinued. We're looking forward to see what the government is also providing forward to really push with the renewables and solar projects. We have done several. We have installed and supplied multi-megawatts over the last 10 years for both residential, agriculture, industrial, and commercial. So we have done several projects, and we're looking today with the cost of solar equipment now dropping, and no major requirement for government subsidies. We see that commercial and industrial business can today save money with today's rates.
Right. So in the first decade or so of the industry, there were some government incentives. Those aren't there now, I understand, but that's inconsequential to the value proposition, the business case. As you say, you've got a return on investment in 5 to 8 years, dependent on your electricity usage. So that's great to see that the industry has taken hold here in Ontario, and you're providing not only value, you're helping businesses reduce their costs and greening the environment as well, which is wonderful. Is there anything else customers need to know? We're just absolutely thrilled that you're active in the Brampton market, Mido, and how can we send more businesses your way? Is there a particular type of business we can refer? Talk to me more about your solutions as well there.
So yes, we are based in Brampton, and we thought it's the best to start from here, especially that Brampton has a lot of industrial and commercial businesses here with warehouses, fabrication, distribution centers, cold storage, climatized warehousing. All of these commercial and industrial fabrication, metal fabrication, plastic, any metal fabrication as well, they have high consumption of electricity, and they normally have a building or own their building and can have a rooftop that is ready to just be covered in solar and save them money. And this is Brampton is one of the places where a lot of these businesses actually exist, and we thought that it's best to start from here, our neighbors, and then take it from here.
Very good. And you've broken down the solutions in terms of steps here. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So exactly. So as I mentioned, we are now working. We are offering a free financial assessment to businesses that will contact us after this webinar, where we will basically request your consumption data and bills. So the first step we take with our customers is we request their consumption data and bills to understand their business requirements, their business needs, and we also have a discussion to understand with them that where they see themselves going, any business growth, any additional requirements of electrical consumption that they see. We also have a look at their energy efficiency inside their plants. So they might also need to implement LED or energy saving before they just go for solar. We discuss this, we go through it with them, and then we look at their electrical consumption. We work on the financial modeling based on, we look at Google Earth and our state-of-the-art software. So we have software that can basically look at your building, understand how much energy is going to be generated from there. We design the system based on the customer's requirements, the space available, and then we anticipate and forecast the generation after that. We during the financial assessment, we have noticed also that most of the 100% of the time, our financial assessments or the generation that we forecast is normally turning out to be better than forecasted by the software. So whatever we forecast is typically the minimum energy that will be generated. And once we go through the financial model and it looks good for the customer, then we get into the project phase where we take over engineering an optimized and final solution. We start working on supply and construction, working with the customer and any other partners on the project to get the project supplied and constructed. And then we basically do the permitting as well, all the connection with the utility. And then we once commissioned and installed, then we take care of the operation maintenance. As I mentioned earlier, we do offer a year, free year, the first year of operation maintenance to our customers, to our system, where we do an annual inspection of the system to check on any damages, rodent damages, check the DC generation, make sure that the system is working as designed. And then we offer additional operation maintenance packages after that. So we do guarantee our system has been installed and performing at least or better than design, and we do provide we do guarantee that by providing this free year of operation maintenance.
Good. Well, Mido, this has been very, very informative. It seems like there's just very little, almost no barrier to entry. You really make it easy for your customers, simply coming to you with a history of the last year of energy use that you can do your analysis, so you run your models, and come up with a system and pay back for the customer. That's wonderful. It's wonderful that you're using the latest technologies, modeling technologies, Google Earth, as you say, as well, to make it so much easier and convenient and hassle-free for owners of commercial industrial buildings. As you mentioned, you've got a niche in distribution centers, warehousing, fabrication shops, in many different industries. So we're happy you're here in Brampton. Thank you for taking time today to break it down for us. I know that we will be pointing a lot of Brampton businesses, particularly large building owners, to this interview. I appreciate the time that you've put into it. Is there anything else that you want to leave our viewers with today?
The thing I want to leave our viewers with today is that there is a misconception that solar is expensive. It is not. Okay, there might be a capital investment at the beginning, but the returns and the operation of the system is almost does not cost anything, and the return on investment is guaranteed. It's good. There is almost zero operation expenses. You can have reporting and know the generation from your system at any time through an app that will be provided as well. And yeah, that's it. Just get in touch with us. We'll walk you through the financial assessment. We'll look at your requirements, and we will make sure that we do find a solution that would save you money.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you. It really does seem like a convenient process, and definitely worth exploring to reduce costs and bring another green solution to our city. That's wonderful. Well, Mido, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure getting to know you better, and we look forward to seeing you at the next Brampton Board of Trade network meeting. We have a number of network meetings scheduled for the remainder of the year. And you can find out more about them at bramptonbot.com/P2P. That stands for peer to peer. And I believe we've got one on Thursday coming up on business development, and others you'll find scheduled there. If you enjoyed this session, by all means, check out it will be recorded, and check out bramptonbot.com/expert series. And you can see this at your leisure. You will find other great expert interviews there on scenario planning, on cash flow, on talent, etc. But this has been a wonderful, very practical session and very informative as well. And Mido's number is up on the screen, 647-225-0091, or just send a note to projects at frankensolar.ca. That's frankensolar.ca. I want to say thank you again to our sponsors, Goodison Insurance, Deloitte Private, CN, and Toronto Pearson. And I look forward to seeing you at our next event. Thank you, Mido. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye.